Just get right to it. If you want to catch up with me where I'm at on this Impala, jump in. I believe I've got all the tools out it's taken so far to get to this point. I have a little door panel clip remover, which necessarily don't need yet. 9/32 socket, flathead Phillips head, 13mm socket wrench, 10mm socket with an extension for the console bolts that are down deep. There's 4 of them. The flathead will be used for the console shifter in the console. Just pry out that little U-clip and this will slide right off. T45 Torx bit for seat belts. Really a seatbelt bolts in between T45 and T50, so if you begin to strip it out with the T45, hammer you a T50 into place and use an impact gun or a breaker bar and break it loose. So you don't want to strip those. That's hell trying to get one out that's stripped sometimes. You have to go to the vice grips. Shout out to a viewer, subscriber, friend, sent me some extra parts. Appreciate that, brother. And I've used a wire brush on the floor so far. I've done a little bit of cleaning since the last video. Let's go out there and look at that. Got the lower dash apart. All those are busted up pretty bad. Got a wash bucket. First I used a vacuumed up all the loose stuff on the floor. Then I took my wire brush and drill, knocked down the loose rust and all the spots that had rust. Then I took my wash bucket and a rag and wiped this half out. Let's go to the other side. I haven't done it yet. Here's a little before and after. Remember the door jambs were real nasty. This side's been vacuumed, that's it. I didn't really see too many rust spots on this side. I'll still hit them up and wipe this side down too. Before I do all that, I'm going to remove all this wire, get it out of my way, get a nice clean environment to work in. Things will go much smoother, much nicer working on it. To me anyways. Let's see. I run my power wire on the other side because the battery's on the passenger side. I hate running across the firewall. So I'll show you the perfect spot over there to go through with the wire. I'm going to remove all this alarm rat nest. I was anxious to look behind the bezel to make sure the housing for the radio mounts was solid. They are, so that's good. A lot of times those get broke and somebody steals something. Come on guys, just ask each other for a little helping hand. You'll be surprised sometimes. There's still good people out there. We don't have to steal from each other. Help each other a little bit more. Alright, to go through with the power wire. I know this by heart. It's about 2 inches up from this seam and 2 inches out from that bend. Right about where that rust spot is. A little tiny bubbled up spot. Over just a hair, right next to it. Right there. Got your gas shocks on, so I can open the hood. Change those first. Unhook the battery. And yeah, I don't like how this is zip tied to things and ran all the way across the firewall. So all that's going to be stripped out for the power wire. I haven't looked to see if this was any decent wire, solid copper or not. I can already tell this little 8 gauge, that's horrible. You don't do that. You don't put 2 leads on a fuse to 2 different things. But that one's aluminum. I can see the edge inside there. I assume the power, both of them are aluminum. Got these door jambs wiped down decent. Just a quick wipe down. They'll be cleaned more thorough once I remove the door panels later. It makes a big difference just getting the first bit of gunk off. Some of these areas could still polish out decent. It's got some overspray where it's been touched up or painted before, looks like. Yeah, you can see the edge there where it's been painted before. So my next step, I'm going to take some sandpaper and knock this down further, try to get all bare metal, put some paint over that. This one's getting Dynamat, Kill Mat, sound deadener. So after it's painted and cleaned one more time, it's ready for the sound deadener. I'll take the rest of that out next. And I'm going to take all these seat belts out next too. So the wires coming out, seat belts, and then the rest of the cleaning. Take that ground wire off, do away with that. I ground everything in the trunk. Alright, and then I need to bend this back. It's part of where they ripped that seat out. It's okay. Oh, that'll bend back alright. It didn't rip the metal at least. And I'm going to give it a once over on the outside too. Go on and clean the outside up real quick. Just because she needs it. And I'll be back the next day or two. Show you from there. Alright, thanks for watching. Peace. To the next one.